Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, straining the system. Alberta's top doctor blames influenza cases for long hospital wait times. Coastal consultations. The Prime Minister meets with BC First Nations to discuss a potential pipeline. And plowing problems. The Mayor says the city is doing the best it can with the resources available.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Alberta's Chief Medical Officer of Health says the crunch in Alberta hospitals is starting to improve. She's blaming high ER wait times on an unusually large wave of influenza cases. Doctors insist the problem goes deeper than that and say they're wrongfully being painted as alarmists. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
Over the course of December, influenza A activity rose steeply and placed significant pressure on emergency departments, congregate care sites, and care providers across the province.
Alberta's top doctor says higher than expected flu cases in the province has put tremendous strain on the healthcare system. But Dr. Vivian Suttorp says the worst of influenza A, or H3N2, is over.
We are now seeing test positivity rates decline. Case counts are beginning to fall, and the number of Albertans admitted to hospital with influenza A is starting to drop.
According to the province, there are 187 fewer influenza patients in hospital today than there were on New Year's Eve. Doctors have been putting public pressure on the government for a week, urging it to declare an emergency.
Government response has been crickets. They've been silent. Having a medical, operational, expert team with authority to run the system 24/7 is how you fix this.
ER Dr. Raj Sherman says Edmonton's system has been over capacity since August. Sherman says the problem is a system that can't care for the number of sick people inside of it. And AHS is no longer integrated after being split into 4 divisions. He says doctors are tired of being treated as alarmists.
They're just putting it simply down to the flu. They think it's going to get better in 10 days when the flu goes away. And that's simply wrong.
While the province says influenza A has peaked, Dr. Vivian Suttorp says influenza B usually peaks later in the flu season, and the best way to protect against it is to get a flu shot. Dr. Suttorp did not answer questions about doctors' demands, referring them to Minister of Hospitals Matt Jones and an Acute Care Alberta statement pinning capacity issues on the respiratory virus season.
I'm hoping to hear that the minister acknowledges what's really happening, that the healthcare system is an absolute crisis, that crisis of the whole system surfaces in the ER departments that he is responsible for.
Jones is scheduled to take questions from the media Thursday. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Edmonton's mayor says snow clearing is not up to his standard and the solution is more money and more enforcement. Neighborhood snow clearing continues, and if you've got complaints, 311 isn't taking them. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
A grader pushes sloppy snow to the side of a narrow street in Beacon Heights. It's the second day crews are tackling neighborhood roads.
Seems like they're doing a great job. I mean, the issue is people not moving their vehicles, I think.
2 bobcats supplement the grader, buzzing around cars that were left on the street despite a residential parking ban.
It's incredibly infuriating to see that there's still folks leaving their cars on the street when there's ample notification.
The mayor says he's hearing from people frustrated with snow clearing, whether it was icy arterials a few weeks ago or windrow-filled neighborhoods now, and he agrees, adding crews are doing as much as they can within the $67 million budget.
Most major cities in Canada have a larger snow removal budget than we do, and they have fewer kilometers of roadways to maintain. So it's no shock we're not doing as good of a job as most other major Canadian cities.
Councillor Aaron Paquette has programmed a new tool to help Edmontonians understand the snow clearing budget.
Otherwise known as How I Spent My Christmas Vacation.
It's an interactive web page chock full of data. One section compares our standards to other major cities.
We would have to go up by 8 or 9 times what we currently pay to have the Montreal experience.
Another section offers a menu of snow clearing strategies and calculates the associated tax increase. Paquette wants Edmontonians to build and submit their ideal snow budget.
If I get an overwhelming amount of people saying, spend more on the snow and ice control budget, I can advocate for that.
Crews are clearing a historic amount of snow. The last time we got this much in December was 2004. The outlier snowfall, another factor council will consider when setting the snow and ice budget for next winter.
And CTV's Jeremy Thompson is in the Highlands neighborhood this evening where the windrows are piled high. So, Jeremy, what can you tell us about the complaints the city has been receiving regarding snow clearing?
Yeah, Matt, the most recent data to 311 complaints is from December 1st through January 5th, so it hasn't really encompassed this neighborhood snow clearing just yet. In that time, though, the city got more than 10,000 complaints about snow and ice control related issues, though the city spokesperson tells me that figure does include compliments as well. Now, if you have complaints about the current snow clearing, the city basically says keep those to yourself. 311 is not accepting complaints about snow clearing while it's actively happening right now. They say that crews are working as quickly and effectively as they can, and they will start accepting complaints again about snow and ice work once this residential parking ban is over. Right now, that's scheduled for the end of next week. Matt.
All right, Jeremy Thompson in the Highlands neighborhood tonight. Thank you. The spring-like conditions are coming as quite a shock to a few drivers. The January melt has revealed some major potholes like this one, later marked by pylons on Sherwood Park Freeway. It forced this couple to change a tire, and it took the air out of another driver's commute as well.
It was pretty bad. I had to replace the whole tire. The tire exploded, obviously. So it was a main issue. I was waiting here for like probably 2 hours. There's a couple cars, like around 8 cars that got the same issue too as well.
The city of Edmonton says 7 potholes have been filled between the end of November and last Friday. It says with the warm weather returning, pothole repairs will resume. Well, Josh, the pros and cons of this warm weather we've been having. On one way, you got the streets clear of snow, and now we're revealing potholes.
Yeah, and that's going to continue over the next couple of days as the warm spell continues as well. Today, oh so close to a record daytime high. 9.4 is still the record. Today we got to 9.2. So it was a record-setting day yesterday. I think tomorrow we'll probably set a record, but we won't make it 3 straight days as today we come up just shy. Look at this morning low, though, 3 degrees. Looks like that, if temperatures can hold up here overnight tonight and stay above 1, then this could be a record-setting day for the warmest low on January 13th. We'll update you on that tomorrow once the official numbers are in. We've since slipped from 9 degrees to 4 downtown. Still a little warmer, though, off to the west and northwest. Stony Plains at 7, and it is 6 degrees currently at the Villeneuve Airport. So what it looks like outside right now. The CTV drone, there was some sunshine earlier in the day today. Clouds have been increasing through the last couple of hours, and those clouds are going to stick around for the rest of tonight. They'll kind of insulate things and hold temperatures fairly steady here for the next 6 or 7 hours or so. There's your clouds in Edmonton. You can see off to the southwest and in the northwest. We do have some scattered showers, but no showers expected for the Edmonton region, just staying cloudy through this evening and overnight tonight. The sun will be back for tomorrow, though. You can see we'll get close to the freezing mark here late tonight, and then 10 degrees for a daytime high tomorrow. The record high is 8.3, so yeah, it's very likely that that record will fall. Let you know how long these warm temperatures will stick around in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Homeowners in Edmonton should start receiving their property assessment notices from the city this week. The overall residential market value has increased 5.7%. The non-residential market value is up 2.9%. City Council has set the property tax increase at 6.9%. If your assessment saw a hike higher than the market value increase, you'll pay more than the tax levy. If your assessment is below the market average, you'll pay less. You have until March 23rd to file a review if you think your property assessment is unfair. Coming up next on CTV News, a police officer tracking a U-Haul from a helicopter testifies in a deadly hit-and-run trial.
Okay, just reversed and rammed one of your members, guys.
Wednesday on Your Morning Edmonton, an emergency room doctor explains how a state of emergency could help Alberta's healthcare system and what you need to know about Canada's new food labels.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
The Prime Minister and a federal delegation were in British Columbia today, meeting with coastal First Nations. Among the issues discussed were concerns over a potential pipeline running from Alberta to northern BC. CTV's Nariman Issa joins us now. So, Nariman, what came out of this meeting today?
Well, Matt, the Prime Minister said there would be no big announcements coming out today on the proposed pipeline. Instead, he said it was a day for his team to listen.
It's a decisive moment for Canada, and I'm very focused on not just building, but how we build and how we build together. So today is really about a dialogue.
Mark Carney and a handful of ministers met with the coastal First Nations. They represent 9 First Nations. The group works to protect the BC coastline and have a say in how resources and water are managed. Carney said it was important to meet with them after failing to do so before signing the Memorandum of Understanding with the Alberta government on the pipeline project. The coastal First Nation says its position has not changed.
Coastal First Nations, along with Tlaxqualams and the Haisla Nation, oppose any project that proposed to bring oil tankers to the North Coast.
We will have to live with within these lands. These territories are part of our identity. It's responsibility to be stewards of these lands, because we'll have to live with the legacy of any development.
Now, the Premier's office says Danielle Smith met with the Prime Minister last week to underscore the importance of expediting the pipeline project. And it says the province is committed to working with Indigenous communities to help co-develop pathways to ownership and economic benefits. Matt?
Nariman Issa live in studio tonight. Thank you. A local organization will be part of the high-stakes trade talks between China and Canada this week. The CEO of Invest Alberta says despite Ottawa's troubles with the country, our province has been able to maintain a positive relationship with China.
For all the times I've been there, they've always said we'd like more of Alberta's oil, and we've always been able to have to say, well, there's really no opportunity to that. So they're incredibly excited about the fact the MOU got signed last fall and all the work Premier and her team have been doing. So this is going to help us advance that discussion greatly.
China is Alberta's second largest trade partner. Last year, Alberta exported more than $6.5 billion worth of goods to China. Crude oil was the top export. Recently, China hit Canada with tariffs on canola, pork, and seafood after Canada placed a 100% tariff on Chinese-made electric vehicles. The two countries may be more open to cutting a deal now, though, as both look to diversify trade away from the United States. The Prime Minister is meeting with the Chinese President Friday. The head of Invest Alberta says he will be there.
Actually, this is my 9th visit into China coming up, and it's really all about building those long-term relationships, right? When you look at Chinese culture, they don't deal with you on a one-off basis. They want to know you.
This is the first visit to China by a Canadian Prime Minister in nearly a decade. The Invest Alberta CEO says Carney has a good reputation there because of his previous international roles. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe will also join the PM for a few meetings to discuss China's tariffs on Canadian canola. Danielle Smith is not coming on the trip. It was an emotional day in court for the family of a woman from Fort Saskatchewan hit and killed by a U-Haul. A video was shown from an Edmonton police helicopter of the chase leading up to the deadly hit and run. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
Okay, just reversed and rammed one of your members, guys.
This video from the Edmonton Police Service helicopter was captured in February 2024. It was played in court during the trial of Peter Ashby. He's accused of driving the U-Haul being chased by police.
Okay, guys, shut her down, terminate. Let this thing go to ground or start setting up for spike belts or something else, but chasing it isn't going to do anything right now.
The officer controlling the camera and whose voice is primarily heard throughout the video was called to testify. He was asked to explain how the camera works.
Coming up now to about 90, 100 kilometers an hour.
When the line of questioning delved into how he determined the estimated speeds of the moving truck, the defense argued the officer was becoming more of an expert witness. That's information that came out in testimony, and this is why expert evidence is important, the defense said, adding it didn't give her a chance to adequately respond. The Crown disagreed, saying the officer is allowed to give an opinion of a speed estimation. A total of 13 minutes of footage from Air 1 as it followed the U-Haul from Beaumont to Edmonton was played played.
I've had multiple vehicles run my spike.
Although the justice says the audio is inadmissible in court as truth of contents, you can hear that other vehicles hit a spike belt intended for the U-Haul. It also captured the moment the U-Haul struck and killed 45-year-old Cassandra Gartner. Many of her relatives left the courtroom when the video played. Those who stayed could be seen wiping away tears. In just 2 days since starting to call evidence, the court has already heard from more than a dozen witnesses out of 60 expected to testify. The trial continues tomorrow. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Wetaskiwin.
Applications for the 2026 Chinatown Vibrancy Fund are now open. The fund helps organizers of key events enhance parts of Chinatown, including arts and cultural programs. Some examples include Lunar New Year's and the Dragon Festival. Nearly $500,000 is available this year. Still to come tonight on CTV News, Knack is back. What the mayor says he learned by visiting Edmonton's sister city in China. Canada's men's national soccer team appears to be teasing a partnership with our city. Soccer Canada and Explore Edmonton posted this video on their social media channels. It shows clips of the men's team's matches in Edmonton, including the snow game against Mexico in 2021. The video includes tomorrow's date and says, "Stay tuned" in the caption. Well, Josh and I have no idea what that means.
I like it, though.
Thankfully, we do have a sense of what the weather will look like. We can tell you that.
Nice and warm again tomorrow. It will get a little bit cooler as we head into Friday. You know it's been warm when +2 is a little cooler, though. Take a look outside right now. There's the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam Action Furnace fixed right at 3. We're at 4 degrees under mostly cloudy skies here in the city. You'll see temperatures take a little bit of a slip there through Thursday, Friday. Still way above average, though. This is probably a record. Saturday is going to be really close to a record. Record is 8. We're still above 0 by a degree or 2 Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week. It still looks, though, by the middle to the end of next week, like some colder air will start to slip back in. So we're probably back into the -10 range. Tomorrow, though, 20 degrees warmer and about +10. It was 14 in Calgary earlier today. It's 10 there right now. 4 in Edmonton after that high of 9. Fort McMurray's cooled off pretty quickly, -3. Grand Prairie currently sitting at 5 degrees. Got to 7 in Grand Prairie earlier this afternoon. There's your cloud cover. So sunshine earlier in the day. Clouds are now here. Showers in the northwest, kind of falling apart, and then off to the southwest as well. None of this is going to roll through the Edmonton region. We'll see some clouds this evening and overnight tonight, and then get back into mainly sunny to partly cloudy skies tomorrow afternoon. Watch this low. On the back edge of this is actually a high-pressure system that'll try and squeeze in behind it, so the flow is going to get compressed. And we'll see some pretty brisk wind here. Not so much through the afternoon hours, but more like tomorrow night and through the first half of the day Thursday. I think in Edmonton, gusts are going to be about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. Could see maybe 60 to 80 kilometer per hour gusts, though, Wednesday night and through into Thursday and through eastern parts of the province. You may even see a bit of snow up around Fort McMurray and through parts of east central Alberta early Thursday morning. Here in Edmonton, not expecting any precipitation over the next couple of days. 2 degrees tomorrow morning in the city, about -3 for Red Deer, -4 in Grand Prairie. You'll get back to about 8 or 9 for a high in Grand Prairie tomorrow, about 8 degrees as well in Fort McMurray. A lot warmer than it was today. 8 in Red Deer and 6s for Jasper and Lloydminster. Will be around 6 degrees by lunchtime tomorrow. So temperatures through this evening and overnight tonight kind of holding steady, just slightly above 0. 8.3 is the record high for tomorrow. So we will likely break that early afternoon, and then temperatures will start to slide through the late afternoon hours. 5 degrees on Thursday with gusty wind. Strongest wind will be overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning, but still a little breezy through the afternoon hours. 3 and some sunshine Friday, and then back up to 8 Saturday. As we showed you earlier in the newscast, it does look like temperatures will start to slide middle to the end of next week, and that'll go hand in hand with a good chance of snow around Wednesday or Thursday of next week.
There's the January, I know. Josh, thank you. Mayor Andrew Knack has some lessons about winter festivals to share after traveling to Edmonton's sister city in China, Harbin. He was there to help build economic relations and take in the world's largest ice and snow festival. Edmonton and Harbin, have been sister cities for 40 years. Knack says his trip to Harbin strengthened the bond between both cities.
They do incredible work around the ice and snow economy, both on the tourism side with that festival, but also just how they manage snow and ice in a winter city that's a very similar climate to Edmonton.
Knack says he sees a lot of opportunities, both economically and with winter tourism. Edmonton hosts its fair share of events during the coldest months of the year, including Chiseled and Deep Freeze. Both of those festivals run this week. When we return, a sporty senior why a 92-year-old man from Alberta is being inducted into a Hall of Fame in Ohio.
I'm so proud of him, and just trying to keep up to him is a feat in itself. He's an absolute machine.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
60 years after making his mark there, a man from Alberta is heading to Ohio next month to be inducted into a local Hockey Hall of Fame. CTV's Glenn Campbell has his story.
It's hard to keep up with super senior Gord Cowan. He skates twice a week, swims, plays pickleball 3 times a week, and takes a fitness class every morning. Being active is important for Cowan, who turns 93 in a couple of weeks.
If I were just sitting around, my muscles would get so soft and I'd be weak. And the next thing you'd know, I'd either be in a wheelchair or at least with the walker.
As you can imagine, Gord is a huge inspiration to many, especially his family.
I'm so proud of him, and just trying to keep up to him is a feat in itself. He's an absolute machine. Every single day, he is active.
Cowan's favorite sport has always been hockey, and he still has some pretty good moves out there. He helped coach the U of C Dinos from 1969 to 1981.
Coaching at the university was really important to me and very satisfying.
As you can imagine, Cowan coached hundreds of dinos over the years, and some of the alumni joined him at the rink to give him this jacket. The jacket symbolizes Cowan's time with the U of C and his time in the International Hockey League. Cowan played 8 seasons there, mostly in Toledo, Ohio. And next month, he's going to be inducted into the Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame, and most of his family will be there with him.
He's the legend that deserves this, so.
Glenn Campbell, CTV News, Calgary.
That's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.